someone again has pointed out something to me that could potentially be a big issue. Let's call him Dave. But yeah, I mean, I'd made this a sort of assumption that once I had my helmet on, I would fit, and I knew it would be tight. But since it's been highlighted, I thought, well, I'll have a check and I'll have a sit into it. And indeed, it is very, very tight. In fact, if I have my feet flat against the floor and my back up against the roll bar, it's probably on the margins of acceptability, if not right. The roll bar rules are that you have to be, the top of the helmet has to be 50 millimeters below the roll bar, and that you have to be able to have a straight piece of metal or straight line between the top of the roll bar and the top of the front bulkhead, and not have any part of your body really impeding that area. In my case, that's going to be an issue since I've now checked. So I've got 2 or 3 solutions. One solution is to just scooch down in the seat and raise my knees up and get myself lower into cockpit that way, which I've done before and had to do before on driving other cars. It's not comfortable, but it does work. I can do that. The other option is to move the pedal box forward, and that's probably the preferred option, because that means I can move my feet forward and actually sit down in the cockpit in a more comfortable position. Fortunately, I do have the scope to be able to do that. So what I can do is I can take this front sheet bulkhead and basically extend it and add another square portion here at the front, and that will actually work. It might mean that I need to make some changes to the steering column a little bit, but it's definitely going to work, and it's not going to be too much work to do. It's not going to impact the engine mount or anything on here, because it's literally just moving this forward, this sheet here, and building another piece around it. I do need to think about it because I need to incorporate it into the design for the front end. But if you remember, when I removed the engine, I did actually put a bar across here to make sure I had enough room. So there's at least that scope to move it forward. Ideally, I'd want to move it probably about 150 millimeters. And to be legal, I need to make sure that my feet are behind the center line of the front wheels. The center line for the front wheels is actually right at the front of this bulkhead. And you see there's pretty much a foot there. So there's plenty of scope to increase space. So I'm not too concerned at the moment. It's just a bit more work to do. Like I said, I could scooch down. The other option is obviously change the roll bar, but that's a lot of work, and I really don't want to do that. That goes beyond the scope of what I intended to do with this project. But yeah, I mean, if I can move the pedal box forward and have my feet flat or my legs flat on the floor, that's going to be the most comfortable position for me. And if I want to lean forward or bend my knees in the cockpit, I can do that. I can do that at a later date.